Hi, this is my final blog for this practicum. Um, and yeah, still kind of hard to believe that I'm at this point. Still feels pretty surreal. Um, I feel like it was such a long time ago um, that I started at UMass and also starting the practicum itself. But I'm very excited to be at this point, and yeah, feels pretty good. Um, I guess in reviewing the competencies and how I rate myself, I guess I wanted to start with competency one, demonstrating ethical and professional behavior. I'd like to give myself a five for that. Um, Always maintaining a professional demeanor and um, always trying to, you know, uh, keep an ethical standard in place is always something that I want to always do and keep as a priority. So I feel like a five is appropriate. Um, Competency two, engage diversity and difference in practice. Give myself a four there. Um, I always feel like I have room to improve, um, especially when it comes to diversity. And, it's all about being aware of my biases and that sort of thing. So I feel like I've always have room to improve there. Um, Competency three, advancing human rights and social, economic, and environmental justice. Um, I I want to say a three, only because I feel like I could have done more. I don't know if I had that many opportunities with the placement that I was at in terms of um, social justice. I didn't really come across any sort of uh, situations where I had to, fight for anything like that in terms of like equity or anything, or same with environmental justice. There was nothing that kind of came up, but I am, um, still very aware of the importance of it. So still a lot of room for me to kind of practice that. So a three would be perfect. Um, Competency four, engaging in practice informed research and in research informed practice. I also give myself a four for that because, I still feel like there's always room to improve there, even though I have been utilizing evidence based practice and interventions and things like that. I still, you know, I'm very much looking forward to, improving in that area. Um, Competency five, engage in policy practice. I give myself a three. The only reason why I say that is because my agency, in terms of their policies, I didn't really come across any policies where that needed, reevaluation or needed to add to it in terms of how I was seeing everything. I feel like my agency was very diligent about their policies and how they, the direction that they're taking everything. I think they have a lot of stuff covered. So I give myself a three there. Definitely looking forward to, um, studying more of the policies that are in place at the other employers that I will be at, just to kind of get an idea and how to improve on them. So a three would be good. Competency six, engaging with individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. I give myself a five. The only reason I give myself a five is because that is the best part of my placement. It's the thing that I look forward to the most. And I feel like I have more than exceeded my expectation from the beginning of the practicum. I had a lot of opportunities, and I feel like I've improved a lot as a practitioner, or just as a provider. So I feel confident in giving myself a five in that area. Competency 7, assess individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. I give myself a 4. I that's one of those areas where I feel like I did well, but I still have a lot of room to improve there, and I'm looking forward to that. Competency 8, intervening with individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. Same thing. I give myself a 4 there. I feel like I could do a lot better in terms of coming up with alternatives and you know uh, different kind of interventions that could be applicable for this scenario. Um, Again, that's something that I'm looking forward to being able to develop as a skill. And competency 9, evaluate practice with individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. I don't feel comfortable giving myself a 5 there. I do feel like I understand the the whole purpose of evaluating, and it's very critical that we do ensure that we have a proper approach to that. But I feel like I could do better, and so a 4 would be great for that. In terms of what remains for my professional growth as a practitioner, I feel like the internship was very great for me in terms of helping me understand what is a best fit for me. I To be honest, I don't know if I want to do as much grief counseling as I did with the hospice agency. I've realized that that's something that I'm not entirely comfortable with yet, and I feel like I need to be more just more experienced, especially to be able to help that population with what they're going through. So what remains for me is to figure out what is my best fit right now, and my approach now seems to be geared towards hospital patients, inpatients, but not necessarily hospice patients. In terms of my strategy to remain a lifelong learner as a practitioner, I'm always going to continue to practice cultural humility. I think that is the one thing that has kind of stuck with me throughout my entire journey to become a social worker, is to always constantly check myself, to understand that I'm always on a lifelong journey of learning, and that I'm never gonna reach a point where I have it all down, and I'm always gonna be a student of the practice, and to remember to constantly reflect and to self-evaluate who I am and where I am, what my values are at the time and what they used to be, and what I want to be and what is right. So I think to always be humble and ensure that I incorporate that into everything that I do is part of my that's part of my strategy. So yeah, thanks for listening to me. I know it was a long one, but yeah, and thank you for everything that you've done for us, Professor Clyburn, and I really appreciate everything you've done, and I feel like it's a privilege, true honor to be part of the last cohort that you are teaching. So thank you.